Hi everyone, thank you so much for clicking on the video. It's Rich and Kel from the Kel-n-Rich Show.
Hey there.
Nice to see everybody, sort of. What the video that you're about to watch, the interview actually that took place right around New Year's in 2020, end of 2019, was done with a gentleman named Skree.
Hi, Simone.
And you have heard Kel and I both mention his name over the year, and he's all the way on the other side of the world in Denmark. And the interview is quite interesting. Basically, it's the first one of its kind where we get to interview one of you guys, because you guys are the actual stars of the show. You guys make the channel what it is. We'd have nothing without you, and we get a lot of inspiration from what you guys write and say and share. And in this case, at the very end of the video, okay, after we actually said goodbye, Kel had to leave for work when we were shooting the video, I stayed on with Simone, and what he shared with me was something that I was familiar with. It's something that he has been going through his entire life, and he had told me this in the past in our communication, and I had forgotten it. I'm not going to give away what it is. I'm not trying to hook you into watching more of the video. I just don't want to spoil it. You're going to see as we say goodbye and we kind of give a little knuckle bang to everybody virtually. Kel leaves and I ask him to continue the interview, and he does. So make sure you watch it and just take it in. You can give some comments. You might be experiencing this yourself, or you might know others that have gone through it.
Family members, friends.
Absolutely. You might just know something about it. You might be in the field.
Sure.
It was a very special moment for us in time. And I showed Kel this a moment ago. I showed her the actual video, the rest of it, and she suggested that we actually say something about it here at the beginning of the video. It's definitely worth it. We didn't want to just tack it on the end.
No.
It would have looked awkward. So yeah, hopefully that explains things, and you'll enjoy the interview that we had with Simone and Kel and I. And yeah, just want to give you a little heads up. So thanks again for clicking on the video and for being as wonderful as you guys are. It's a challenging time for all of us.
And if you would like to be interviewed, let us know. There's no expectation. You don't have to be anything but yourself. And it's just about getting to know people and hearing people's stories and where they're at and what's important to you and what matters most. And it gives us an opportunity to connect with you and for you to connect with us and for us to know you and for you to know us more. And what's happening on our channel is not really like what is going on other channels. And we like that because we're playing for Team Humanity. And that means we're all in it together.
Yeah.
And if you wanna spend some time in a short interview with us, then we're happy to do that with you. We'll coordinate, especially right now when we're all kind of forced to stay indoors. So
because of
the coronavirus.
Okay, so right now it's March 20th, 2020. So whenever you're watching it, again, thank you.
Yeah.
A lot of people across the world are quite nervous about today. They don't understand. Just like we don't understand what's going to be happening, what it's going to look like, and we're all just going to kind of band together. So, yeah.
It's a great opportunity to do things like this because now we all have a whole bunch of time.
Lord knows we have the time.
Yeah, we have a few other ideas we're working on, so hopefully we'll be able to include as many of you in that as possible.
Yeah, you'll see that stuff soon. So thanks again for being here, and enjoy the video.
See you soon. And if you want to email us, KELNRICHG@gmail.com. That's Kel-n-Rich-G@gmail.com, or Facebook Messenger, or text message, or whatever.
Facebook would be Richard Gafter, Boca Raton. Make sure you're asking to be friended. Send the messenger message. That way I've identified you, and then I can just accept the friend request, and we can talk that way. Okay, but and we're looking for it could be someone brand new. If you clicked on us and you're like, wow, that was really a cool video, I'd love to get to meet you guys. Or it could be someone that has been with us since the very beginning, like Simone, or someone that's just gone through
Oh, that's our
Winston's
puppy
playing
with the birthday balloon.
Someone that has just kind of gone through and kind of touched on the videos now and again and have come back to it. So just let us know. All right.
Okay.
And we seal all videos with a kiss for luck, for good wishes,
And because
especially because we like to kiss.
Yeah, we really like each other.
And for everyone's good health, and stay safe.
We'll see you soon.
Take care.
Bye. Hey there. Welcome to the Kel-n-Rich Show 2.0. This is an adult-only channel, so welcome.
Welcome.
My name is Kel, and this is my awesome husband, Rich.
Thank you so much, Kel. We have a very special guest today. Would you like to introduce our guest?
This is our guest and our dear friend, Simon Skree. Welcome, Simon. How are you today?
I'm great, thank you. How are you guys?
Fantastic.
Great.
Fantastic.
So good to be here with you finally.
Yeah. Like, what time is it there? We'll give a little intro to where it is, where you are, and what time it is, and what's going on.
Well, I am located in Denmark, and it's about 3:47 in the afternoon here now, so about 6 hours ahead of you guys.
And he took time because we said,
Yes.
you know what, we want to
Thank you.
interview you. We are as starstruck, okay, when we meet you, because we've seen your comments. We know the music that you like. We wait for you to comment on our video, and it's like, oh, there he is. And with Simon, he's hilarious. And he gives great suggestions for music. We've done so many of them over the time. He's kind of in our inner circle, and we wanted to really feature him today. Okay, and it's really great to have you on here. And I have so many questions.
The pleasure is mine. It's an honor. It's a big honor for me. So thank you.
Admiration.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm curious. I know Kel has questions for you, but I'm curious kind of how you found us and why you clicked on us and how that whole thing went down.
Well, besides the fact that I saw those two beautiful people, I just thought that, the first, I have seen a lot of music reaction videos, and I always think they're a lot of fun, especially when they react to songs that I personally like. And at one point, I think it was, I want to say it was Ghost Love Score from Nightwish that you, I think that was the first one I saw you guys with, and a great song to do it with.
Early on, that was the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks, back in March.
Yeah, exactly.
We didn't even know what Nightwish was.
Yeah.
And I just loved it. I mean, I love this song, so I always love when other people are enjoying it as well. And when you enjoy it, you can really tell. You can really tell. And just the whole video throughout was just great. I enjoyed every second of it. And since that was the first one, I wanted to see what else you have been doing, and it just kind of took off from there. And
so you went backwards in the catalog of what we had done at that point, and you like, cool, and
because I didn't know at first that you had barely started when I saw that video, so I had no idea how far ahead you were. So
right.
So yeah, I started first going ahead because you had already, I think you had done a couple of videos after that one, but I decided to go back first to make sure that I had gotten everything from the beginning. So.
Well, thank you.
And you're right.
And then here you are. So what time of day were you kind of poking around? Because I know we're into a healthy, active lifestyle. We don't really like to sit too much. But when it's time to sit, there's certain things we like to do. We like to surf the web together. We like to go on YouTube together. We like to go on all these other stations and channels. So
it usually involves copious amounts of cuddling.
Lots of cuddling.
In our case. If
we're gonna sit, we're gonna cuddle.
We're gonna cuddle.
The way it is. So when you are watching reaction channels, okay, or looking for music, like what time of day is it? Just give us kind of an indication.
It is primarily at night, actually, or in the evening. That's when I feel I have the time to do it. And I have my work hours are very different. But most of the time it's at night. Yeah.
And how do you decide?
And that's why I so often are up to like 2 or 3 in the morning. So that's pretty much why I can keep watching them all night. So it's in the evening and at nights.
So back in the day, back when we first started, I think it was the first month, we started to churn out
oh my God
10, 15 videos
a night, and we would be up until that time of day that you're
4
talking
or
about.
5 in the morning.
Yeah, like
wow.
3, 4, 5 in the morning. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Blur,
Sure.
she would come from work, and I'd come from work. It's like, okay, let's go. We got tons of music to do. We got to keep up with the list. That was those days, right?
That was so fun, though.
It was a lot of fun, and we're gonna do that again. We're just coming at it a little bit differently, and with a different group of music to do. Okay, and those videos that you watched, right? I mean, some people call it binging, right? Because they watch one video, and, oh, I want another title. We're going to be bringing those back in some sort of edited format, but it's going to take a little while. So just, you and everybody hang tight with that, because there's some good stuff there. We had 850 videos, and
the interesting thing was when we realized that we were binging on reacting.
Yeah, we were binging on reacting. We were addicted. We still are. Yeah. Just we don't have as much time.
Well, and with the busier season of Christmas and New Year's and all that, in the month of December and January, my workload has exploded. So I've been working every day.
Yeah.
So it's a long day.
Well, I mean, even to do several videos at a time, of course, it's going to take time, because you're going to want to talk during, after, before in each video. So obviously, you're going to have to edit a little bit.
Absolutely. So what are some of your favorite videos that you can remember, and why those?
Oh, you there's so many of them.
What's one that sticks out?
Well, I mean, obviously the ones that the first thing that pops into my head would actually have to be the Through the Fire and Flames with Dragon Force. Because it was good, but also a very emotional video. I mean, it hit me as well. I mean, and when I watched that the first time, I actually had no idea why you started the channel in the first place. So that's kind of how I found out about it. Which it's probably one of my most favorite videos for the right reasons. So I thought it was very beautiful, and I love the song as well. Obviously, I binged a lot of Guitar Hero 3 myself.
Oh, there you go.
So,
fun.
so that's how I got to know it, and I could never get through it. And I think also, obviously, the ones that I have requested that have actually done, those as well. I mean, it was the Equilibrium, I think it was, Born to be Epic, and pretty much every Beast in Black song is always a hit with.
Always good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so have you seen those bands live, or has it just been the recorded and have you gotten out there yet?
I would love to see each and every one of them. I mean, Equilibrium are rarely in Denmark, and I actually Beast in Black was in Denmark in I think it was the end of October. I didn't have the time to see them. I would have loved to. And unfortunately, I actually haven't been to a lot of concerts. I've only been to 3 actually, and they were all with Nightwish. So.
Wow.
Okay.
That's because my older brother is a huge fan of them as well. He was the one who introduced me to them. So I've been with him all 3 times.
So what's your favorite Nightwish song, if you had to pick one? Just
so
one.
Many.
Yeah, right.
Just
so
one.
many.
Like Desert Island. Desert Island question.
I hate that question.
If I have to, the first thing that pops into my head again is it has to be Ghost Love Score. There's so many others I could pick, but that's always one of my in my top 3, definitely.
Yeah.
But it's kind of the long epic ones like Ghost Love Score, Poet and the Pendulum, and the Greatest Show on Earth. Those really long masterpieces.
Yeah.
So
they're coming out with a new album, I guess, this year.
Oh wow. Yeah. I didn't think it was this year. I mean, it's always a long process.
They're working on it. Yeah, they're working on it. So you're probably right. So do you have some questions for Simone?
Yeah. Would you ever want to go to Wacken or Wacken?
Wacken.
I would love to go to Wacken. I'm actually not sure how to pronounce it. I would. It always looks great. I mean, I've seen the concerts on YouTube with Nightwish and Sabaton and a bunch of other great artists as well. I mean, it looks like so much fun. I mean, I'm not really that fond of the big crowds like that, but again, I've never really been to one. The 3 concerts I were at with Nightwish, it was actually seated, the ones that I had.
Oh.
So I have no idea what it's actually like to be on the floor, on the ground. Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty
Where the
good.
action is
It's
happening.
pretty good.
It's great. It's something that might surprise you if you. Which city do you actually live in?
Oh well, I mean, it's
We're close to.
Or close to? Close to.
Well, I mean, the closest city that you would probably know is something called Odense, which is actually the hometown of the famous poet H. Christian Andersen, if you've heard of him.
Oh, Hans Christian Andersen. Yeah, of course. Oh, very good.
And I live in a small, humble town, like 30 minutes away from there.
Gotcha. So the live music scene probably isn't very accessible to you, and that's probably the case for a lot of people watching right now. We found is, we'll visit a town, and let's say it's like Rochester, New York, or Myrtle Beach, or some place where there's population and there's live music. We will make it like first on our list to go see live music. And if you can do that, even in a small club, the vibe is just so cool.
Yeah.
And that's really how I cut my teeth on music, certainly in college and university. There was a local scene in Massachusetts. It was a 5-college area, and that's where I really started to branch out my musical tastes. And now we have the luxury of being able to go onto YouTube, go onto the net, just go to the band's website. And I mean, Metallica just downloaded their top 2019 videos, and they're all like top shelf quality in terms of the 4 cameras and the sound, and just you can just see up their nostrils. The camera's so close. You can see the sweat coming off of the women and the men just flashing around. And that's a really unique experience. And I think we kind of want to create that sense of camaraderie and connection with our show. And is that what you feel as well? Does that come across, like when we're doing our videos? We've been told that we're very likable, very genuine, but what's the experience for you actually as you're sitting there? Just walk everybody through that.
Yeah, but I mean, that's also the kind of, I mean, I had to see a couple of videos to really kind of get an impression of how you guys are, and then that is also how I see you. I mean, you're all so relaxed and clearly love each other so much, and they have such a big love for music and concerts as well, and it's really infectious. It really is, and I actually do start to want to go to concerts more because of when you've put up videos when you've been there. And as you said, there are not a lot of accessible concerts, even remotely close to where I live. So I would have to go far, but I mean, that's not new to me. So, but if it's a band that I really, really love and support, then obviously how far away it is doesn't matter. I mean, I just have to get there. And I still do have my first real concert to go to. Actually, on the floor. I would love to do that.
Sorry, repeat that. It just fuzzed out a little bit, the recording.
I still do have my first concert where I do really feel like I have to be out on the floor and not just be seated somewhere.
So out on the
really cool the action is. And I don't know if you even know, but I am a big guy. I'm over 2 meters tall. So
so give us the feet and inches for 2 meters. Like how? So how many feet and how many inches is that? Is that like 6'1", 6'8"?
I would say it's 6'9".
About 6'9".
Yeah.
6'9".
There you go.
Yeah.
6'9".
There, now I don't feel so short.
So, so I don't think it would be a problem for me to be out on the floor.
Oh my God. Yeah.
6'9".
You could be anywhere and you'll have a great.
Did you play basketball?
Yeah. What?
Did you play basketball?
You're not the first one to ask me that. I tried it out for like a month, and I was good at it, but I didn't really like it.
Didn't like it.
So I stopped after a month, and I went back to soccer. So that's what
6'9" playing soccer.
What position did you play?
What I was mostly a striker.
Striker.
But as I got older, I started to play defender instead.
Mm-hmm.
It would be easier with my height. So.
Right.
Very cool.
Wow.
Very cool. So do you have brothers and sisters, or are they music lovers?
I have an older brother, yes.
And
Is
does,
he
named
tall?
Jacob.
yes, he tall, does he like music?
Well, I mean, I don't know how much they are in inches or in feet, my father and my brother, but they are just they're a little shorter than me. And
A
not
little
2 meters.
shorter, a little shorter than you, right? They just have to do this. Doesn't matter what the metrics are, right?
Wow.
Exactly. There you go. About,
Right.
Dad's about this much shorter than I am.
They're not obviously over 2 meters tall. They're not. They're just a little below. They're like 190,
Gotcha.
both of them.
So
And he's my only sibling.
So where did you get like your love of music or your taste in music? I mean, here's a guy works all day, comes home, turns on, you know, the computer, or I guess it's a computer, and watches for hours music, you know, music videos and people talking about music and having fun with music. Where did that come from? Like, what did you listen to when you were young, or how did this come out?
Well, I mean, it's actually not that long ago I first really started to get into these reaction videos. First, it was actually just people reacting to movie trailers, and then which I still love to do, but I've started to do more where they react to music, and I do tend to watch them react to a song that I personally like. But I mean, the whole thing with getting interested in music kind of started with Backstreet Boys.
Oh, hey,
but
can't underestimate their impact.
That's kind of how I started with their song "Everybody" back in '99, and after that, I got their album. But if we're talking about maybe rock or metal stuff like that, I was actually 16 or 17 before I really got into it. I mean, I had one friend who liked to listen to rock before that. He listened to like Kurt Cobain, Korn, Stain, Metallica. And I sometimes heard of some of the songs that you were playing, but I didn't really pay that much attention to it. I just thought that's a pretty good song, and then move on. So I didn't really hang on to it until my older brother, he introduced me to the Ghost Love Score song. He actually wanted to play for my parents when I think it was 16 or 17.
Cool. What year would that be? What time period is that?
That 2003-4.
Okay.
And after that one, that definitely got me more hooked on the music like that. I mean, obviously, Nightwish metal is different from like Metallica.
Sure.
But after that, I by accident listened to Nemo from Nightwish as well, and that's when I knew for sure I needed to support these guys. I need to know what else they've done.
Yeah.
And then also, I really like Metallica. I haven't heard it that much lately, but I still really love Metallica. And that
they've come up a lot.
And that happened because of Guitar Hero 3 as well. When I think it was the song Wonder was on the game.
Yes.
And I do say that I like metal and all the stuff's metal, but it's very, very limited what certain bands that I actually do focus on and listen to. Like, you have Tool and Stone and stuff like that. I have heard of the bands, but I've never heard anything from them before.
Before our videos, or before?
Yeah, exactly. I knew of Tool. One of them, my friend, he also listened to Tool, but Stone, I had never heard of them before until I saw your videos.
Cool. Thanks for watching those. We fell in love immediately as you saw. You saw it in real time. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
You know, like, there was moments where I certainly were, like, I first heard Airbag, right?
Yeah.
And I was just like, is this what I think it is? Yeah, it's that good. And then finding out that they're actually, you know, a Pink Floyd tribute band. That's what they started out, and then they branched off into their own music. That's one of the reasons why Kel and I want to keep doing this, why we're coming back with 2.0. We want to introduce ourselves and everybody to new music, but we don't want to do it alone, and we don't want to just do it with these random suggestions. We want to actually get to know bands, you know. So do you have any bands that you can throw out just in our last couple minutes here that you've been listening to that you might you know, put forth?
Well, I mean, the ones that I really do listen to are Nightwish, Beast in Black, Metallica, and Equilibrium as well, and Sabaton, a little power metal, and it's mostly them that I really listen to. I mean, I don't have. Otherwise, I just listen to a song here and there with certain artists. It's a little mixed.
Do you have Spotify? Do you have like Spotify or any of those subscriptions, or even the free?
I do have Spotify, but I almost never use it.
So here's something cool, and this is for everybody. I asked you that question specifically because I wanted to know really if there's anything new that you've discovered. And for the longest time, my answer would have been, you know, Def Leppard, Scorpions, you know, I was an 80s kid, right? And then I'd go back to Rush and Tull and things like that. And then eventually branched out. But Spotify, about 4 or 5 years ago, when they give suggestions, so let's say you create a playlist, Sabaton, Nightwish, Equilibrium, Beast in Black. They're going to pull similar songs, just like kind of YouTube would for videos. And all I do is I add that to the playlist and then just run it. Like I'll be walking or we'll be playing tennis or something, and I'll stop and I'll go, what is that? And all of a sudden I find a new band.
Yeah.
It's so
great.
easy.
The
it's so great.
suggestions are spot on.
So we are taking everybody doing that and then sending it back to you guys. That's what 2.0 is about.
And
it's about mining for the gold, mining for the gems.
With Spotify, we can also share playlists. So if you make a playlist, you can send it to us, and it sends us a link. And then we make a playlist, we can send it to you. So that's fun too.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So that's good.
Yeah, sure.
That's a good innovation.
Absolutely. So
that's also what I think is so great about your videos, because I suddenly see a video with you reacting to a band that I've never heard of, but I give it a shot. Maybe I like it as well, and then it kind of takes off from there. So I think that's another great thing to help people introduce themselves to bands.
That's the
you got it, man. You got it.
That's exactly it.
If there was a forward expression for this year, on the top of the list would be give it a shot.
Give it a shot.
Give it a shot.
Yeah. That's fun.
You know,
exactly.
And we don't really get bogged down in about how many views our videos get.
No.
So if we throw a like, let's say Beast in Black was never known. You say, oh, great, you gotta try Beast in Black. Okay, do we have permission? Great, boom, we have permission. Play the song, and we'll get 300-400 views, and then the comments will be kind of trickling in. That's okay, because we're gonna have a catalog of music that we've approved, and if we like it, we're gonna like it. The fact that we're even giving it a try, we're never gonna trash anything, because what effort it took to create that recording. We know that could be a year's, 2 years, 3 years worth of work.
And not only that, it's not our speed or our style to destroy the work or destroy others. It's just not who we are. The channel is about good, positive, wonderful things.
Yeah, we'll be honest. We'll be honest.
Yes.
We'll say that's new for us, and it's a new sound. And you know, a lot of the videos that you saw of us do, you're like, oh, okay, I gave it a shot, and that's not my thing.
Yeah, the channel though is not about negativity. It's just about celebrating the wonderful talents that we all have, and just loving the music and sharing with all of you and sharing with each other.
Absolutely.
And that's the impression I've always gotten with you. There's no fake or anything like that. You're being honest, obviously. That's what the whole point of the videos are. No need to be fake.
Absolutely. And that's the last question I think that we have for you. This was the one question that we both certainly agreed on, is why do you keep coming back? Why do you keep coming back to the videos? Why do you even check in with us?
Because I love you guys. I love your videos, and it's just I don't know, I just have a big smile on my face throughout the whole video. You're playing each and every video. It doesn't matter what band it is, it doesn't matter what you talk about. I just can't stop smiling when I see it, because it's just everything you do seems so genuine and full of love, and
thank you.
It just makes me happy to see you guys with yet another video. I'm like, keep it refreshing the page. Oh yeah, now there's another video with you guys.
Video, sweet. So what about when we?
Thank you.
What about when we paint and when we are out in the world? I mean, is that okay too for you, or is it you just kind of like, yeah, I don't want to see that. Just bring in the friggin' music. Come on, guys.
it would be easy for me to say just bring on the music, but I mean that's another way to get to know you guys. You do have other things to do besides this, and I think that's great. If it's playing piano, painting, going to I don't know, fairs and stuff like that, concerts. I mean, I think that's great. I think the more you do, the better. So it's not just this. So
Yes,
Thank you.
I'm all
great.
for it.
And so, thank you for answering that question so honestly and so genuinely, because that literally you are our first interview, and we want to know the God's honest truth about, you know, sharing our lives, if that's even something that people really want, or if it really isn't the direction. And for us, we get a kick out of it. We get a kick out of turning on the video and involving other people out in the world, or finding a new place to walk, or going to a store and finding some really cool shit. and we want to share that because it's genuine. And why not? If maybe we learned something about something that we didn't really know, we picked it up and people say, oh my God, that's so popular in my country, it's just hitting America. What?
Well,
You know, all that stuff. There's so many opportunities to do more than just listen to music.
also,
Exactly. Yeah.
it's, I believe, at least for me, this life is about experiencing things, what the world has to offer, tasting the ice cream, going for the walk, talking more with you, spending time with friends, going somewhere you've never been, so that as your life goes by, you can think, you know what? I'm satisfied with what I have done and how I have done it. I don't believe that we could ever know everything. The world is too big of a place. We will never know and get to go to all of the places that there are. The world is a huge, huge place, and there's so much to do and experience. I want us all to experience as much as we can before we expire.
Absolutely.
So that when we do, it's
Beautiful.
a smile on our face.
Yeah.
Satisfied with
Exactly,
the
yeah.
ride.
And with that, we go off into the daylight. I was going to say sunset,
Right.
but it's not. And for you, it's the sun is setting, right?
It might be dinner time.
Yeah, it's dark outside now.
It's dark. It's dark.
Yeah.
All right. Well, for all of those watching, thank you so much for checking in, and hopefully you've gained a little bit of insight, and maybe something was a little bit familiar, something sounded a little bit familiar to you. We want to make sure that we're on the right track, but we also want to celebrate where we've been, where we are, and where we're going together, because this is a community, and you guys are the show. All
You're
right?
the backbone.
You
There is
absolutely
no
are.
channel without all of you. It's
You
just
are.
the two of us.
Absolutely.
Which that's not what this is about.
That's right.
So thank you. And thank you, Simon. Thank you so much
Thank you
for your
so much.
time and your suggestions.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
And sending notes and say, hey, how's your day going?
Yeah.
Thank you.
It really does.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna keep doing that. Yeah.
Please
Thank
do.
you
It makes
so
it makes a
much.
huge difference, and it always puts a smile on our face.
Absolutely.
As well. So we get back what apparently we were putting out. So
Thank you.
thank you so much, my man.
Yeah. Thank you
And
too.
I think we'll follow this up in the future. We'll get another
Check back in with
after you experiment with more music or things that we've done for videos. Come back and give us your top 5 of the month or something. That's the other thing we're gonna start doing with people, is we're gonna have you tell us what your top 5 is. I kind of sprang that on you today. So surprise, surprise. What are you listening to? Give us the vault. Give us the secrets. Where's the microfilm? All right.
Okay.
All right. So
good to talk to you finally.
knuckle
I
bang.
love you.
Right there.
Thank
All right,
you
my
so
man.
much. Thanks for your time.
Take
Have
care,
a great
everybody.
day. Bye.
Kel and I missed something. And Simone, can you just explain what you just said to me? Kel has just left. She had to go to work, but we were just finishing off our just saying goodbye to each other. And Simone just shared something with me. Can you please share with everyone what you just told me, and then just explain a little bit about it and how that affects you?
Yeah, and I have the thing called Asperger's syndrome, and it is actually one of those syndromes that you actually don't know that much about. I mean, you know certain things about it, but not why you get it. And it's something that affected my life a lot when I was a kid. It obviously doesn't do as much now, but it did back then. I was very socially awkward. I would often say or do stuff without even remotely thinking about what the consequences would be. I was very important for me to be within a safe space with a lot of routine and stuff like that, so nothing would catch me off guard. And it's as I grew older, I kind of started to get better at it. And like for instance, with going to a concert, I would never even really consider going to one because huge crowds, new people I've never seen before, I've never done it before. How am I going to handle it and stuff like that? And I would also say that music has helped me a lot in that area as well.
How? How's it helped?
I mean, it depends on all the different kinds of music that you listen to. I get so many different impressions depending on what it is that I hear, but it just helps me a lot. I'm not sure how to explain it exactly.
Well, how does it make you? How does it make you feel? How does it make you feel differently? Because give us a typical Asperger's scenario. You know, a regular day. I'm just reporting something. No, that's okay. Nice.
Bye.
It's very real what we do here. There she goes.
Yeah.
So give us a snapshot of what that would look like and how you'd feel. Okay, you gave us kind of a definitely a good description. But then now, when you listen to music, how that changes, how it's changed.
Well, I mean, I had many struggles when I was younger in my head, and music just relaxes me. I mean, it was a safe space for me as well with video games, but music as well. And I would go through a regular day where I didn't have to do much, but still it could be very exhausting in my head.
Gotcha.
Music would often be the place I would turn to when it got really rough, and didn't really matter what kind of music it was as long as I liked it, and it calmed me. It made me focus more, and that's kind of it.
Did your brother introduce you to the music back then? Is that how that kind of came in? Because he sounds like a little bit of a positive influence on you. How did you start listening to music? Did it just kind of happen, or do you remember how you got into that groove?
Well, I mean, before he introduced me to Nightwish, I basically just listened to pop, techno, dance, Eurodance back then.
And that relaxed you also?
Yeah, it does. I mean, as long as the song had a nice chorus, good beat, and rhythm and stuff like that, I mean, that made all the difference for me. And when he introduced me to rock or metal, if you will, it helped a lot more as well.
And do you find that you're getting more comfortable in your own skin, in your own head, as time goes on?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think that's why I'm at this point in my life now where it means it rarely gets to me in my head. I mean, I don't have any issues with that anymore.
Great.
And I haven't really thought that much about if music actually was the cause of that. But now that I think about it, I do think it definitely did have an influence on me.
Wow.
Because I listen to it every single day, and I do think that the music actually did help me handle it better.
Wow.
Because I don't say or do stuff without even thinking about the consequences anymore. Of course I do that.
Yeah,
and,
of course.
And yeah, I think music also helped me a lot with English as well.
Fantastic.
Because that's the fun thing about the Asperger's, because you can be easily socially awkward. That's usually one of the main things you can get from Asperger's. And so it's funny because they still have this. Many people with Asperger's have this amazing memory, and I have too. Not with everything, but I do pick up on a lot of stuff, even though I'm not entirely focused on it. I still somehow manage to pick it up. And I think I've done the same with music without really thinking about it. I just enjoyed it. This sounds great. I want to hear more and stuff like that. And I think I've picked up more on it than I had let on.
Fascinating.
And, I do think that has helped me become who I am now.
Wow. And the fact that you are our first official fan subscriber interview, however you want to phrase that. to overcome the social awkwardness. I can't imagine how far you have come. I'm so appreciative. As soon as you said that, and I believe I did know that, but again, I associate Asperger's with a certain child that I have in my past. You know, like the image.
Yeah.
They're all boys. They were all boys. There's two, and then there was a teenager, and boy, he really struggled, really struggled. And when you said that, and you reminded me that, oh yeah, you know, Rich, you know, because I asked Simone, I said, is there anything that, you know, we missed in that little section in the interview that we did with Kel? He said, well, I think I reminded, or I think I told you that I had Asperger's, and I was just like, wow, wow, because that blew my whole, you know, orientation of what the disease. It is considered a disease, correct? It's not a syndrome.
It is associated with autism. Yeah, a small part of it. It is in the family, if you will.
Yeah, it's on this. Okay, gotcha. Well, congratulations. This is huge. This is huge. I mean, for me, it's an honor and a privilege to have someone that has excelled with a pretty hard deal. You know what I mean? The cards that you got dealt in life. Being socially awkward, things in your head, really not thinking of the ramifications of things that you say or do, and to really come through that as well as you have, as well spoken as you have, as solid and as peaceful as you seem, with a love of music and appreciation of what that music has done for you, and the realization of that is absolutely just like deserving of a round of applause. And I really do, from the bottom of my heart, and I know Kel would say the same, we really appreciate you doing this and taking the leap with us. And yeah, it sets the bar pretty high, you know, for us going forward. So thanks, man.
Yeah, but I'm more than happy to share this with you, because it's not something I would have talked about earlier before. And again, like I said, with Asperger's, you are very receptive of many things without even knowing it. And that's why I can also say that there was this one time, I don't remember how old I was, I just managed to watch a very scary part in Jaws, the movie. I wasn't that old back then, but because of that specific scene, for many years to come, almost every night I screamed. Because I wouldn't stop closing my eyes. I just kept looking, and I kind of started to see shadowy figures that weren't there.
Oh boy.
And I just kept screaming so many years, and it was horrible. And I think I just outgrew it, because I didn't really feel like I actually worked on it. So I kind of outgrew it. I mean, I have no trouble seeing the movie now, for instance.
Interesting.
So that's probably I felt like I needed to include that.
Wow. Well, considering the show, our show is really bonded with Jared. I call it Guitar Jared, but you know, our son that passed away. It was his the year anniversary of his passing for 3 days ago, and 2 days ago, 3 days, 29th, 30th, 31st, first. So yeah, 4 days. He had epilepsy, and man, he struggled, and his got worse with time. You know, so but music was the thing that there was nothing else that would compare to maybe a walk in the mountains. Like he and I would take walks in the mountains, and he would find a really peaceful area. He was very, very sensitive to a lot of noise, ironically. A freaking rock star. He's sensitive to noise. Sensitive, but really it's sensitive to people talking in an aggressive manner. But again, rock show is different. You know, metal, you know, all that stuff. That was okay for him. It was really just about people associating kind of negatively or speaking just the way people can speak. He was very sensitive to that, so he would need a lot of quiet time. And his room was his sanctuary, even though he had his loud music. The first stuff I introduced to him was Pink Floyd, right? Was the mellow side of Pink Floyd, not because he had epilepsy, just because I loved it and I wanted to share that with him. And then a lot of like 70s love songs and things like that. but he never once made fun of me for it. He just loved it himself. And for him to use the music and transform the way he did, to being like the guy that makes the most amount of noise out of 1,000 people, like he would be the one to make the most amount of noise on the stage.
Yeah.
Because he integrated his love and appreciation of music and the fans. He loved sending the vibes and whatever he was doing out, and then it would come back into him, and he just thrived on it. He would never go off stage. Like he would play for 5 hours if he could.
Nice.
And the fact that you have also found that love and that calmness through music and music appreciation, really just it makes me come full circle around my son, around our son, and the struggles that you and so many of you out there have. You get these gems, these realizations, like that makes me feel good. That makes me feel good. I should do more of that and that. All of a sudden, 5-6 years later, you're going, my symptoms are gone. I hardly even have them anymore. Fascinating.
Exactly. Yeah.
Fascinating.
Exactly.
I'm glad you mentioned it. I didn't want to let that go by. Certainly, I'm sure everybody out there watching is just raising a fist to you and giving you the thumbs up. So, thank you.
Thank you. It means a lot. It means a lot coming from you.
You're a good man. When's your birthday, by the way?
September 26th.
September 26th. All right. Okay. I have an idea. I have an idea for a present. I have a lot of time now. Yay! All right. Well, thank you.
It's a long time till September now.
Yeah, right. Thank you so much, man, for explaining that to me, and I think a lot of people received a great deal from what you just shared, and we get to look at our lives and say it's not so bad. We don't have a lot of struggles. That sort of struggle, especially from childhood, and like what I just want to ask. I was going to finish, but when was it the worst? So what time in your life? And then I'm gonna close off.
I think if I have to say the worst, would probably be when I was in school from like 1st to 10th grade.
Oh man,
which is the whole process. I mean, it was different. I mean, obviously it got less and less the older I got, but my whole. I mean, I think back and think that I have been so blessed that I have had so many schoolmates that never bullied me. I mean, I would probably have been a good target to go for with bullying, but they were all so understanding and loving. There was no bullying in my school at all in those 10 years I was there. So that's beautiful. I can't say the same for everyone, unfortunately.
No,
but
not at all.
So I feel very blessed that I had such a nice time there. But internally, that was probably the worst.
Yeah. Well, think about back then, and think about now. Think about today. Think about 2020, and what's ahead. What's ahead? It's an open slate. Whatever we want to make it, right?
Yeah, it really is, because I didn't feel like there was a lot I could do back then. So I didn't really think a lot about the future. Like, what am I going to do? I was just kind of creeping myself out because I had no idea. I can't do this, and I can't do this. I couldn't even get on a bus. I mean, so it's kind of cliche, but you can kind of say the world is my oyster. So
I love it. I love it.
So I wrote the pearl. So I mean, I still am a creature of habit. But I don't have a problem with trying to try new things, not necessarily spontaneously, but I don't have no problem with trying new things, meeting new people, going places I haven't been before, another country maybe. I mean, that would have been unthinkable before. So,
what's the first country you'd like to go to? Have you been outside of Denmark?
Oh yeah, I mean, okay. I've been to England, Sweden, Norway, Germany, and Czech Republic.
Okay.
But
wow.
where do
you want to go? Yeah. Where's one place you want to go?
USA.
USA. Well, let's see, from Denmark.
What?
I was going to say from Denmark. I mean, the first place you're going to hit is either going to be, New York, Montreal, up and down the East Coast. So we're just down in Florida. Florida's nice.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to go to Florida. I mean, my mom was an exchange student back then, and she was for a whole year. She lived in Florida. So
No kidding.
yeah. So
Whereabouts? Do you remember what city? Miami, Tallahassee, North, South?
Okay,
if you
I
don't know.
can't remember. She's told me so many times I can't remember
That's
what it
okay.
was called.
Hey, at
But
least anywhere in Florida is pretty neat. There's different parts. The north and the Panhandle is quite different than the south, but Floridians are just, it's a whole melting pot here. So that's so cool that she was here.
yeah, I mean, and she's only said nice things about it. So I mean, the first place that comes to mind would probably be like New York, Manhattan,
New York, yeah.
The really big ones. But I mean, I wouldn't mind going to Florida at all. I mean, I think it's a great place. So
Interesting.
I would love that. Love to swing by.
we Kel and I have plans to, as things really get rolling over the next couple of years with the show here and with people from all over the world, a meeting up in New York City is not out of the question. I mean, I'm from the city. I'm a great tour guide. So yeah.
Nice.
You didn't know that? Yeah. I'm actually, yeah. So plans in the future. See, that's what's cool about this. You just throw it out there and it might happen.
Yeah.
Just like this time that the three of us had today. Thanks again.
Exactly.
Thank you. We all thank you and really congratulate you on how far you've come, and just can't wait to hear more news from you.
Thank you, Rich. I can't wait.
All right. You take care, man.
You too.
All right.